Hello friends! For today's video, I built a gaming cafe. It kind of looks like an old factory, and I like the idea that it's been renovated and turned into something else. I really wanted to use the new small businesses to make a more interesting cafe, and personally, I love going to cat cafes, but I, first of all, literally just built one in one of my most recent videos. I think it's my last Sims build before the one that I had last posted, so 2 videos ago. And then I also feel like everyone is probably building cat cafes right now because we're all so excited about them. So I thought, how about we build a gaming cafe instead? So for this cafe, the whole downstairs is a gaming cafe, and then there's also a basement for your Sims to play even more games in. And then the upstairs area is like an apartment for your Sim to live in. The upstairs is very, very small. So it's definitely prioritized to have the actual cafe downstairs. But I think it turned out really cool. I tried to make it very like colorful, and almost all of the lights are turned on like pink and blue colors so that it looks very like bright and neon inside, but kind of not like bright and light because it's actually kind of dark inside. I ended up adding string lights on the walls because it was so dark that you couldn't really see what was going on anymore. So I thought it would make it a little bit better if you actually knew what you were doing in there, because it's not meant to look like a nightclub, which is what my girlfriend said it was turning into a little bit. But I was really excited about this build. I thought this was really fun, and I was having kind of a hard time with the layout, so you'll see that for a while the bar area is in one place, and then eventually I just ended up moving it to closer to the entrance because first of all I was like, well, now people can get takeaway food and stuff as well, but it was not having a good time wherever it was before that because I just could not make anything else fit around it. I found it very difficult to put all of the items in this that I wanted to, because I wanted the games cafe to have like every single game possible, which there's too many and it doesn't fit. This is like a 20 by 15 lot, I think. So putting every single game into it was an impossible task and I did not succeed. But I did fit in quite a lot of games and I am very happy with how it turned out. I think it was a pretty cool build and I'm proud of myself. The door for the apartment, by the way, is in the back of like the building. There's the little like tall pillar part of the building, if that makes sense. On the back of that is the front door for the actual apartment. There's no entrance from the cafe itself, but I thought it would be fun that way. And I also did not really know how to deal with that tall tower section anyway, so having it be like more of a hallway just made my life a little bit easier. But this build was really fun for me because I finally got to use all of the new items that we got with the new pack. Because the last build that I did was like the motel build, which I really, really enjoyed, but it really did not fit the aesthetic of the new pack at all. And this build, I really tried to use as many of the new items as possible. I think I used most of the furniture probably upstairs in the apartment is from the new pack. But downstairs, obviously, because it's a games thing, it's kind of all over the place. Which makes sense, but I really tried to use just a bunch of stuff from the new pack because I was very excited about it, and I really like it. I really like how this turned out. But I think this is a very fun place to take your Sims to, and I will also actually be trying to see how it works to run this place and if it's actually, something you can make money off of. Because I'll be playing it on stream tonight as well, so I'm very excited about that. I'm gonna run it as like a shady business because I played like the nice, good way the last few streams that I've done with this pack, but I really wanted to play like the shady way where we're just gonna do all of the things we're not supposed to be doing because that just seems fun to me. And to be honest, normally the evil way to do things in The Sims is a little bit more exciting, and I kind of regretted not doing the more evil way of doing things. So I'm excited to see what happens and if this has a lot of negative effects on us. But setting fire to stuff seems like a great time. doing that and like all of the other things you can do. I think you could steal. I don't really know because I haven't tried it yet, but this is all very exciting to me. And I'm very excited to see how it goes. I have only played with a tattoo business so far, and that was very easy to make money with because you get really large tips. And I don't know if that is possible for a place like this. So I guess we'll see. Because I put a ticket booth down, you'll get like an entrance fee or an hourly fee, whatever you prefer. But I still don't know if it will make as much. I don't think it will make as much as the tattoos did because I got like 1,000 simoleon tips every time once I got a high enough skill. And I don't think that will be happening for this, but I guess we'll never know. But I am excited to see what other businesses actually get you money. It makes sense that tattooing works really well because that's what came with the pack, but we'll see. Also, the new toilet stalls that came with this pack are so beautiful. I think they're so cool, and I don't know, they're so like fancy with the lights on the back. I'm very excited about them. And I know that we've got quite a few different toilet stalls now, but honestly, I don't really mind. Just give me more of them. Because I'm also like, people who don't buy every single pack are not gonna have toilet stalls maybe, so you may as well keep adding more. I don't really mind. We have so many normal toilets, just give me toilet stalls instead now, that's fine. Anyway, you'll see me adjusting the lights in here a lot. I ended up, actually, fun story. I first gave this lot to Bella Goth to own as her small business, and then she went into labor immediately after I started recording and building, so I switched to Mortimer Goth, and then I realized I didn't transfer the business, so I don't know if I recorded this or if I didn't, but you might see me transfer the business over to Mortimer Goth because I couldn't adjust the settings of the business at all or open the business because Mortimer didn't own it. It was Bella who did, but she was too busy being in labor and I did not have time for that. So, oops, that's my bad. I don't know how she got pregnant. This is just my building save. I don't even have it. I don't like play with this save ever, so I guess she just kind of like got pregnant with neighborhood stories while I was like waiting for good lighting or something, which is very interesting. But the baby never ended up actually being born. I didn't have to name it or anything, so I don't have any fun updates for that, unfortunately. But I did open the cafe and like I think everything was working. The activities I put for this lot were drink things from the cafe bar, eat, play video games, because then they do it on the TV and like every other thing, because I thought that kind of covered all of the things I did. I hope it did anyway. And then play table games, which should do all the games tables that I put down upstairs. And then I think I also put the void critters. I put one void critters thing downstairs because I was like, I'm never going to use this ever anywhere else. And sometimes you get the void critter thing, so you may as well have somewhere to put them. And also the void critters, there's a few like decor items that match with the void critters, so I thought, well, I can't really put all of the void critter stuff everywhere and then not actually give Sims a place to use these items, like to use the void critters. So I don't know, if I can't decide if it looks out of place downstairs, but I don't know, I do think it's kind of fun. I don't ever use the void critters or the little like play station that it comes with, but I do think it would be fun if kids could come here and play with that. I think in my head at first this was kind of like a teen hangout, but I guess it could really be for anybody who likes games. I tried to make it have a lot of different options, like I have a bunch of board games around, and then downstairs there's more like computer games, I guess. We've got like the gaming mat thing, because that thing is ginormous and I don't think my Sims ever have one, so it gives you a place to play that other than like the City Living Games Con. Is that what it's called? I don't know if I'm making that up. It's GeekCon, but I think that's where you can play with the gaming mat. Otherwise, my Sims never use it, so this would be a fun spot for it to go. And then I put 2 different computers downstairs that I thought looked kind of like they're from different times. I'd like to think that some of them you could play like really old games on that might not run on a really good computer nowadays. So I know that the computers don't function any different from each other, but I tried to make it look like there were a lot of different kinds of games. Like the TV upstairs looks really old and the TV downstairs is a lot bigger and fancier. So I like to think that there's a lot of different things and that every single person could play here. So like maybe your Sims dad who loves games from when he was younger can play his retro games here, while your Sims teenagers are playing their favorite like Sims game, or I don't know, we have like the Minecraft looking posters, so maybe they can play those. You can literally do anything you want here. I even put the little card game thing from Love Struck on one of the tables, so you can play that as well. And then obviously just some places to like sit and have drinks and food as well. I don't know, I'm very excited about this. I also never use the arcade machines because they're really large, and I also don't find that a lot of community lots fit arcade machines, at least not big ones like this. I feel like if we had smaller ones that were just like, you know, like a pinball machine or something, I feel like those you could probably fit into more places with like a vending machine next to it or something, but for how big these ones are, this lot is probably the only place I'd put one, or like a cinema and I don't know, I guess an arcade, which is kind of what this is. I also tried to put the like Strangerville music thing in for a long time because I thought it matched the aesthetic, but again, it was a very large object, so I didn't end up putting that anywhere. I do think I replaced it with a different music item so that there can still be music playing. I had a really hard time feeling like everything was decorated enough because I wanted it to look like there was like posters everywhere and like neon signs and lights and things everywhere. And I was like, I can't decide if this is looking good, but I think the end result looks really cool and I am very proud of myself. I changed a lot of the light colors around, so you'll see me doing that a lot all over. And you'll see me mess it up a few times. I think at one point I changed the entire room and then all of my string lights were messed up and I had to go fix those. So, oops. But I would love to go to a place like this. I think they have a few of these in the Netherlands, but I've never been to one. I don't know, it just seems very fun because, you know, not everyone has every single console at home to like play all of these different games. So having a place where you can like go and hang out with your friends to play a bunch of games that you've not played in forever sounds like a really fun time to me. In this game, with how I'm gonna be playing it, will I probably make you pay absolutely obnoxious prices to get in here? Yes, but that's okay. I'm guessing in real life this would also be quite expensive, but I am not sure. Anyway, I think the cafe itself is coming together now. I think for a cafe, it doesn't actually have that much seating, which feels a little bit like, it felt a little bit silly while I was building it because I was like, there's nowhere you can even sit without sitting like at a games table. It didn't feel like there were a lot of good places to sit down, but then I was like, well, realistically, you would probably get a drink and still play games. So it doesn't really make sense if Sims are like sitting at a table and drinking or eating something, even if they're not actually playing the game, they can like be participating. You can pretend that they're participating in the games. So I don't think it matters. And I also think it just looks cozier this way. I put some like beanbag looking seats upstairs and some poofs and then sofas downstairs because I just wanted it to feel very cozy. And I didn't want it to just feel like everyone's just sat in chairs and we're all having a bad time. But I used a lot of like random decor on the walls. There's mostly posters on the walls, and then I think those swords are from Get Famous. I just think they looked cool and they had the like vibe of being in a game. I don't know. Nothing in this, I don't really know what it's from. Probably because it's from Get Famous, I'm assuming that it's like a film or a TV series or something that those swords are from, but we can pretend it's from a game that exists in the Sims universe. Who knows? I put all 3 swatches of it as well because I think they look cool. And also I found out that they're animated, which I didn't know, but like the blade part of the swords, it like glows in a cool way. So I think they look really cool as well when you're actually playing. I also didn't realize how much happens on those arcade machine screens. because I never used them. So when I went into live mode to like see if everything was working, I was like, whoa, there's a lot going on down here. But it all looks really fun. I was very excited about this. There's so many items in here where I'm like, I don't really use those because I don't feel like I even use the games tables that much, because your Sims won't use them as a normal table. And then I'm just kind of like, well, my Sims aren't going to be playing games every day, so why would I put this in my Sims house? And then I only put them in community lots when I remember. So probably in like a rec center maybe. But other than that, I don't really use them very often. So building something that specifically fits it very well was very nice for me. I got to use so many items I never get to use, which is very fun. Anyway, I think we're moving on to the apartment now. And this apartment, honestly, the layout of this, I was really struggling with because I did not know how to fit a kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom into this space. It ended up just being kind of like a studio apartment. There's a separate bathroom and then everything else is one room. But I just placed a wall kind of in the middle of the room at some point. Because I was like, I need another wall to put something against, because I can't put anything against where the windows are because it just doesn't really work. So I was really struggling with it, but I think it worked out fine and I was really happy about how it turned out. Also, I think that this bed that they've added might be my new favorite bed in the game. It looks so good and I think every single swatch of it is beautiful. My favorite one is probably the green one, which is the one I used, but it's so beautiful and it looks so good. I'm so happy about it. I think The Sims has been doing a lot better at giving us nice swatches on things, because I feel like there was a time where we got so many bright colors on everything, which is really fun, but you probably won't use that every single build. And I feel like now we get a lot more like soft greens and just like we've gotten some nice like purples and yellows, and I don't think we have a lot of nice purple items in the game. And then I think in the games kit that came out, that one had a lot of nice purples. So we're doing very well with the color schemes lately. And this bed is just so beautiful. I will be overusing it in every single Sims house I ever build ever again. Because it's so nice. And it looks really comfy as well. You'll also see that I used a lot of the string lights. I think they're from like the holiday free pack thing that you could download once. I don't even really know what it is. It gives you like a Christmas tree, some lights, and then maybe some other things. I don't even remember. But those lights, I never use them because they're like at the very bottom of the lights menu. They're not in wall lights or anything. I guess because they're kind of different kinds of lights. But they're actually really nice, and the fact that they have different lengths of them makes it very nice to like layer them on stuff. And I used to use them all the time, and then I just kind of, I don't know, forgot they existed, I guess. But I just kind of remembered that they existed for this build because there's so many different string lights that come with the new expansion pack, and I was using those everywhere. And then I was like, well, I guess I can also use the other string lights that we have in a game, because there's Parenthood string lights, but those were really not the vibe for this place, and I just kind of needed something that made it look really cozy here, which I think those lights work very well for, so I was very excited about that. And then, I don't know, I really struggled with furnishing things because of the way everything fit into this space, but I do think it looked very nice at the end. I also just, like, the decor items, I don't know if the things I ended up putting on the table are like meant to be decor items or if they're meant to be items that you like use for pottery making, that just are like pottery making clutter. Either way, it looks nice, so I'm gonna keep it there. But just don't look at it too closely. I think the tattoo items look too obviously like tattoo items, but these ones, I don't know, they look cool to me, and I don't know anything about making pottery, so maybe that's why they look cool to me and like decor. Because I just don't recognize them as being anything else. But if you know something about them that I don't, just pretend. Just pretend that it's cool and that it was an artistic choice, because I just thought it looked nice and that's all that I cared about. I also, the table that I used at first to put like in front of the TV, I didn't realize that it was like a table that you can sell stuff from, and then I ended up just changing it, even though I probably didn't need to. Because then I was like, well, I don't want this to break the game somehow, but I don't actually know if it would have. But I do think it's a very nice table with the like 3 different heights. I think it looks very cool. So I'm gonna assume that you can just use it as whatever table you want, as long as you don't put it, you know, in the public section so that people don't buy from it. But I've had this thing where like if you speak to your Sims, they will go into your house anyway, so I didn't want to risk it and have people buy stuff off my tables, so I just decided to exchange it. But we're at the end of the video now, so thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you. If you want to, you can come hang out with me on stream tonight, or if you're not watching this on the day it's being uploaded, come hang out with me a different day. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Thank you.